Hello and welcome to Astronomy Daily, the podcast that brings you the universe one story at a time. I'm Avery.
And I'm Anna. It's great to have you with us. Today we're covering everything from exploding rockets and sugars on asteroids to a cosmic ray that might have sent an airplane into a dive.
It's going to be a wild ride. Let's get started with our first story, which takes us to the rapidly evolving world of commercial spaceflight in China.
There is so much going on with space technology in China at the moment, isn't there? What's the latest?
So, Anna, there's big news from a company called Landspace. They just launched their Zhuqi 3 rocket, and it's a major step forward in the reusable rocket race.
That's right, Avery. This is a methane-powered rocket, similar in concept to SpaceX's Starship, designed for reusability. And the big news is that the first launch was, in large part, a success. The rocket successfully reached orbit.
Reaching orbit on a brand new rocket is the single biggest hurdle, so that's fantastic news for them. But I hear the second half of the test didn't go quite so smoothly.
Yes, the reusable part of the test hit a snag. The first stage booster, which is supposed to fly back and land itself for reuse, experienced what the company calls a mishap.
A mishap is putting it mildly. It exploded during the landing attempt, right?
It did, but Landspace is still framing the overall mission as a success. And in the world of rocket development, they have a point. Proving your design can reach orbital velocity is a massive achievement.
That makes sense. It's an iterative process. They've nailed the hardest part, and now they can use the data from the failed landing to figure out how to stick it next time.
Precisely. It shows that the global competition for reusable rockets is heating up, and it's not just limited to a few big players anymore. This is a significant milestone for China's commercial space industry.
And of course, we'll be keeping an eye on all their developments in the coming months.
From rockets soaring up, we turn to a planet that is falling apart. The James Webb Space Telescope has given us an extraordinary view of an exoplanet that is actively losing its atmosphere.
I love a good JWST story. Which planet are we talking about, and what does that even look like? A planet shedding its atmosphere.
The planet is Wasp 107b. It's a gas giant, but it's unusually puffy. It's very large for its mass. Because it orbits extremely close to its star, the intense radiation is boiling its atmosphere away into space.
Wow, so it's just venting gas out into the void?
Exactly. And Webb's instruments were able to detect a massive cloud of helium being stripped from the planet. This cloud is so large that it actually forms a giant tail that travels ahead of the planet in its orbit.
It travels ahead of the planet? How does that work?
It's due to the complex interaction between the stellar wind and the planet's own orbital motion. It's a bit like a boat's wake appearing in front of it in a strong current.
That's incredible. So this gives us a real-time look at how planets can die or at least transform over billions of years.
Yes, it's a vital piece of the puzzle for understanding planetary evolution. By studying planets like Wasp 107b, we can learn more about how our own solar system may have formed and changed over time.
All right, from the ingredients of planets being stripped away, let's talk about the ingredients for life being found in a very exciting place. The samples from Asteroid Bennu are back, and they did not disappoint.
They certainly did not. After years of travel, NASA's Osiris Rex mission returned pristine samples from the asteroid, and the initial findings are groundbreaking. Scientists have confirmed the presence of essential sugars within the asteroid material.
And we're not talking about table sugar here. We're talking about the fundamental building blocks of life, right?
Precisely. They have positively identified sugars like ribose, which is a critical component of RNA, the molecule that may have preceded DNA in the earliest forms of life. They also found other vital sugars like glucose.
So this adds huge weight to the theory that asteroids and comets could have delivered these prebiotic ingredients to the early Earth, kickstarting life here.
It's some of the strongest evidence to date. It tells us that these fundamental building blocks were likely common in the early solar system, available to planets like ours.
Okay, I have to ask about my favorite part of this story, the Spacegum. What on earth is that?
Yes, the team also discovered a strange black viscous organic material that they've playfully nicknamed Spacegum. They're still analyzing its exact composition, but it appears to be a very complex, carbon-rich substance. Just another fascinating piece of this cosmic puzzle.
From asteroids to our own celestial neighbor, let's bring it closer to home. Sky Watchers are in for a special event this December, in coming days, in fact.
That's right. The final full moon of 2025 has a few special things going for it. It's known as the cold moon, and this year it will also be a supermoon.
Supermoon, that means it'll appear larger and brighter in the sky because it's closer to Earth in its orbit. I always love a good supermoon.
It does, but there's an even more rare event happening at the same time, something called a major lunar standstill.
Okay, a major lunar standstill. That sounds very official and very dramatic. Break that down for us.
It's a point in the moon's 18.6-year cycle where its orbit is tilted to the maximum degree relative to Earth's equator. For those of us in the northern hemisphere, it means this full moon will trace a much higher arc across the winter sky than usual.
Right, so it's not just closer, it's also taking the high road across the sky. That should make it visible for longer and easier to see.
Exactly. It will rise in the northeast and set in the northwest, similar to the sun's path in the summer, and it will stay above the horizon for an extended period. It's a perfect combination for a beautiful lunar spectacle.
So make sure you get outside and look up, as we like to remind you.
And while we're on the subject of our moon, we have a beautiful but bittersweet story from the Japanese lunar lander Hataku Matu R.
Oh, right. This was the private mission that attempted to land on the moon last year. Sadly, it crashed in the final seconds of its descent.
It did, but before the mission ended, it captured some truly breathtaking imagery. And one photo in particular has been making the rounds. It's a stunning shot of our own planet.
I've seen it. It's an image of Earth during a total solar eclipse, taken from space. You can clearly see the round shadow of the moon moving across the Earth's surface, Australia in particular. It's just an incredible perspective.
It really is. It's a viewpoint we so rarely get to see. It's a powerful reminder of the beauty of our world and the celestial dance it's a part of. A final, beautiful piece of data from a mission that came so close to achieving its goal.
Okay, for our final story, we're coming back down to Earth, but it's a story with a truly cosmic origin. This sounds like pure science fiction, Anna, but an expert is suggesting a cosmic ray may have been responsible for forcing a JetBlue airliner into an emergency landing.
It's a fascinating theory. The flight in question experienced a sudden, unexpected drop in altitude. And while there's no official cause yet, one plausible, though unproven, explanation involves a high-energy particle from deep space.
A single particle can do that to a massive airplane? How is that even possible?
It comes down to a phenomenon called a single event upset. High-energy cosmic rays, often accelerated by distant supernovas, are constantly bombarding our atmosphere. If one of these particles, traveling at near the speed of light, happens to strike a microscopic transistor in one of the plane's flight computers, it can deposit enough energy to flip a bit of memory. It can change a digital 1 to a 0 or vice versa. In a non-critical system, you'd never notice, but if it hits a crucial part of the processor, it could cause a temporary glitch or even a system reboot.
So the plane's electronic brain could have a momentary hiccup caused by a particle from an exploded star millions of light years away? That is mind-blowing.
It is. And while it's important to note this is just one expert's hypothesis, it is scientifically plausible. Modern avionics have extensive shielding and redundant systems to prevent this, but the possibility, however remote, is always there. It's a wild reminder that we're never truly separate from the events of the wider cosmos.
That really is a mind-bending connection. And on that cosmic note, that's all the time we have for today's episode of Astronomy Daily. What a trip across the universe it's been.
It certainly has. Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll be back again tomorrow with another roundup of the latest news from around and beyond our world.
Until then, clear skies and one more reminder, keep looking up.